Hey there guys, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hopefully doing good. Today I already did a list. I am a little bit unwell with the fever, but after having coffee, medication and late dinner, I'm feeling a little bit better. For some reason my tongue feels heavy and I woke up, my mouth was all dry and everything, but hopefully I'll get better with one more round of nap, which I'm gonna do after 1 hour or so. Now it's 4 a.m. here, peaceful and quiet. Um, Nowadays it's still warm, but the days stay overcast, so it's like you can almost sniff, like in the morning there's a little bit of a not cloud only, it's like a little bit fogginess. So perhaps winter is coming in a month or so. I'm very excited. September is finishing. I think it will be like a one fine day to like rain heavily, like October end, like November rain, and then it will start suddenly winter. So I am waiting for that. Hopefully I'll be there, and hopefully you're doing good. So today I want to talk about fragrance journey a little bit. It's not a review. If you want to skip it, it's fine. Just talking my mind, like sharing my thoughts. Couple of things I want to think about. Maybe just two topics. One is how life changed since COVID started in 2019, and how time is just like flying. I'll start with that one. And the second point, I'll talk about like how fragrance game, how much sacrifice it took to get here one day. Like some people think it's easy, you can just get anything you want, but I'll tell you how the struggle started and how I managed, like collecting over like last 7 years or so. So it's been like a ride, quite a ride. So I'll share with you. If you share the same journey, same passion, you can let me know, okay? But if you find this topic too boring, you can also skip, no problem. So my journey started sort of like 2014. I told you this many times, but like sometimes you come across, on YouTube, you see things, you see different things, nature, food, a lot of types of videos out there. And I usually watch something when I have my lunch, dinner. I'm like a kid. So many of you, I feel, do that, watch TV, having a cold one with your dinner. But I was having lunch and I was like, what should I watch? Then you guys know, I started watching, perhaps it was Jeremy or Mark. I think it was Mark's video, okay? Versace Dreamer or Hugo Boss Bottle. And then I started watching Jeremy, Steven, all the great reviewers. And one day I decided to start collecting, because I already liked perfumes before. Like as a man, if you like fragrance, it's not a very big surprise, because men like to smell great. And I used to wear fragrances way before the community started, or started watching videos, Boss Bottled, Lacoste Purom, so on and so forth. But when I started understanding notes, seasons, like I didn't know all these things before. And then I started discovering what Mark did and the whole fragrance community did for us. Some of the reviewers passed away sadly, and we miss them dearly. Wherever you guys are, my friends, the ones who are not my friends but my favorite reviewers, may God rest your soul in peace. Like I hope you're resting in the highest of heavens. Thank you so much for all the love you shared, all your passion. Sometimes you brought your families on the review, okay? So I miss that era, like when I started watching 2014, 15, 16, even 17. It was great times. These times were great because a lot of great fragrances are coming out. Reviewers are more, like some people say community was smaller, which was why it was great. And there are two ways of looking at it. I think at larger scale, it's a good thing that we have many reviewers, but we also lost some great things like originality, lack of passion. Some people are so rich, they just buy and they're just sponsored. They just show you fragrance like latest releases one after another, or just these panty droppers and stuff, which is gimmicky. Some of the reviewers are becoming very huge, but I don't watch them. Like many of you, you don't watch a reviewer who are just rotating same 10 fragrances, okay? Some of you, I'm not judging anybody. Whatever makes them happy and then successful, they can do it. But there was this era I really enjoyed. Like I felt every reviewer I want to follow, I want to buy their fragrance upon their recommendation. There are a lot of reviewers who stopped reviewing in the meantime, but nowadays the trend totally changed and I don't really watch that many reviewers anymore. My favorite reviewers are Max Forte, Sebastian Zara I still watch, and I consider him as my big brother, one of the best guys in this community. So what happened was, it was going great. I was doing my reviews. I didn't have any income from YouTube. I had my Decant page. So all in all, I was working hard. I took this like full-time job reviewing the page and then the Decant page. Suddenly 2019 the COVID started, and everything just life just shut down, like Bangladesh, I think somewhere in June or something, I don't remember exact month, they just closed everything. You cannot come out of your house just like rest of you, and you have to maintain social distancing, mask. People were like uh, dying, due to COVID. So it was very difficult time, and it was very scary times. We didn't know if we were gonna make it. Very depressing time started because everything was quiet. People stopped working, and then you started Zoom meeting and all that. You guys remember, right? So I'm just sort of like refreshing your memory. So that time I needed something, like sitting at home. Everybody needed something to feel not alive, but staying alive, something like that. And I saw every single shop was closed. I couldn't go anywhere except there's one mall here called Unimart, which is near our house, like 2 minutes drive. And they had some fragrances, some cheap ones, like I used to go and buy. Then I bought this fragrance of La Nuit de l'Homme clone. So there were these cheap ones. Those made me happy. Armaf. Then I think there was fragrances like Latafa. Some of them I did. So I continued my work, and I continued my Decant page. People used to come like visit me and take decants because they were bored at home. So I saw the time changed, and over the period of 2019 until 2022, just like rest of the world, businesses took a big hit. Like many people lost their business, job, pay cut, salary cut, and many people had to leave the town and the city. So fragrance game sort of changed drastically. Some went like really, really high, successful, hyped. 2020 to 2021. This time fragrance was selling like hotcake in Bangladesh. So the industry sort of like in Bangladesh were booming, and now we have many sellers and a lot of designer niche, a lot of collectors, enthusiasts, and experts. But this fragrance game kept me alive during this time, and I really got into fragrance reviewing like crazy. 3,400 videos. I think I did half of it within this period, and I used to do like sometimes 5, 6, 7 videos per day because I was so into it. Then I got a bit like tired, but then just the whole point was, right now perhaps the fragrance game, it's at peak or declining. Some people are actually quitting the game in Bangladesh due to financial crisis. But the COVID, basically the situation, changed the world, like many ways, right? So hopefully you will appreciate life, that if you're still here, thank your God every day that you made it. If you have lost your loved ones, I'm sorry about that, and I really have my deepest sympathy. And I have lost loved ones, relatives, known people, my friends, parents. So I'm grateful that my parents are still here, and then I am still here. And I actually had COVID twice, so it was one time was a bit severe. My voice used to throat used to burn, and I used to always have the body ache. But many people had it worse. So I'd like to say, please be grateful, and then be positive. Life is short, and try to find a balance between this world and perhaps the spiritual world, so you can find your happiness, and still be mindful that we had gone through some tough times, right? So now, second point I want to talk about before I finish is this one. What was I talking about, man? I was thinking just now, I just said that point, right? Man, hold on, let me remember. Yeah, sorry, I told you, forgetting a lot of things. I remember suddenly. That one is, I was talking about how the struggle started. Struggle means, like, some of you may think, those reviewers, collectors, they always had a lot of fragrances and it's easy for them. They can buy whatever they want. So a lot of people reach out to me, say, hey, you have like great collection. You should make a shelf and everything. And then, you're so lucky. I think luck is definitely from God's side. Definitely, I have been lucky. Whatever I did it with a lot of heart and then hard work. Definitely, sometimes I made mistakes, but I really wanted to do this. So I got to find a lot of fragrance which I really wanted. And I can tell you, 95, 97% perfumes I wanted ever, I got them, okay? Like in my checklist. So not everybody wants everything. Like, I don't have in my list super expensive perfumes, but even simple fragrance I used to see back in the days, like reviews and stuff. I want to have them, like Balenciaga Purhomme or something like YSL M7. These are like my dream, and if I find them, it will be dream come true. But I'll tell you a little bit of a struggle when I started my collection. If you're a new collector, if you're really new into this game, some of times you can be really demotivated and inspiration can go away right away, because you might feel, hey, I'm not big collector, I don't have that many fragrances, and these guys have so many, I have so many to get. If you think like that, you'll feel very depressed, because then you'll be like comparing yourself to others. I think, yeah, it's nice to learn from others, see what other people are using, what's being talked about, but at the same time it's important to enjoy what you like, okay, your personal choices. Second of all, what you bought and what fragrance memories you created. Like my experience with Burberry's London, if you see my review, I went crazy to get that. I bought Burberry's Brit Rhythm after selling my brand new cell phone. So this kind of things leave you with great memories. You remember, oh, that fragrance, I bought this with this much saved money from my tiffin or the salary. And I used to go to shopping mall every week to smell one, buy one, save up. I loved so much that I gave up my other hobbies like running shoes or trainers, my designer clothing, jeans, pants. And I used to use high quality fuel in Malaysia, like most of the times 97. Then the car would run more, like it's like more powerful fuel, but then I switched to 95, so I saved a little bit money. Here and there I stopped eating fancy. I used to eat the street side and all that, just to get some fragrances like Chanel Allure Sport or Extreme. How expensive it is, you guys know that. Like if you started collecting, average Joe, they'll find it expensive, $150, not cheap. So I used to go and sniff. I used to look at those bottles. If I go to Dior, I would look at Dior's Fahrenheit bottle, like, oh, this bottle, it's with me like 200 ml. Now, I can show you like, hey, I have a 200 ml. But to get this first bottle, first time I smelled this, it was in a Dior counter, and they put like sort of like this kind of cone, their display were in Malaysia, KLCC. With this kind of big cone, they put it upside down, and the smell is inside the counter. So you pick it up and you smell it. There's no tester. That was my experience, and I absolutely loved that gasoline vibe, the florals. And I got Fahrenheit much later, but I wanted to get the big names first. Dior Homme Intense, Eau Extreme, Edition Blanche, Bulgari's Man in Black. So when I got the Dior Sauvage and all those fragrances, like first 20, 50 fragrances, I saved up. And I remember how I used to look at reviews all night, just sharing with you. If you can connect, if you're humane, you can connect, like you watch a reviewer, oh, you eating your Maggie and stuff, and you're just looking, oh man, that fragrance, I need it badly in my life, Aqua Amara, but it's expensive. I used to love Terre d'Hermes, but it was one of the most expensive perfumes in Malaysia. I could not buy it then. So I had to make choices, this or that. So I used to make top 10, narrow down to 5, then I bought 2 or 1 in the end. So it was not easy. And that's how you grow to love perfumes. If you spend your hard-earned money, some people say, hey, you don't have to really buy anything to be passionate. To a certain extent, that's true. But if you tell me you're a car enthusiast, you're a bike enthusiast, or a perfume enthusiast, but you don't have anything in your collection and you never really intend, it's all about your preference. Like what's your, not preference, your priority. Okay. If you really want something, you'll be able to get it. So I tell kids nowadays, like, do not hope for easy success. Do not hope to get anything easily or cheap. Okay. Things that can be had for cheap and easy, you will not value it. This is how I see it. Sometimes people may feel differently, but if you get something for easy, let's say you're making money 1 million per month and you're like a big star, money will not be an issue. You will say things like, money is not important in life. But those people who are struggling, they will say that polar opposite. So I struggle for money, my own earning, and then I know how I bought fragrances in Bangladesh. I used to go to shops and then reviewed, and I faced a lot of backlash, a lot of haters, a lot of people who wanted to use me. So a lot of these challenges I went through. Then I went walking, kilometers in the sun just to get one perfume, hoping to get a good deal. And the thing is, that's how you build an empire. In short, let me just finish this way. You do not have a collection in one day. If you see the big reviewers collection, it took years, and they sort of like had that passion. They traveled to another country, they stopped by like airport, duty free, they pick up a perfume, limited time release, they reviewed it. These are monumental. Okay, so if you see a reviewer, I always say, please give them due love and credit and respect, because they have done a lot for the community. So if you want to be a collector, do not think like, I'm going to become a collector in 1 week, I'll have everything. You will not enjoy it like that. Create memory, work hard to get your fragrances, then only you see how much you value them. So hopefully I could make some sense, just 2 cents as a human being, sharing my story. So hopefully you will love your fragrance as much as I do, and have a nice day. I'll see you soon, and take care. Bye bye.